I regret voting for Trump. It's honestly one of the biggest things that I regret of my entire life.
You ask them why they're voting for Trump, they say the economy. You ask what he did for the economy, they go quiet.
As your life gets worse because you voted against your own interests and those around you, don't come online crying because we don't care.
Hey guys, welcome back again to the channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So in today's video,
So Donald Trump just said he is looking into privatizing the United States Postal Service, which would negatively impact his own voters. So during his press conference this morning at Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump said the following, quote, "There is talk about taking the United States Postal Service and turning it private. Not the worst idea I've ever heard." End quote. Well, actually, it would be the worst thing in the world for rural voters, which are a lot of Donald Trump's voters, because they rely on the USPS, which delivers them items, packages, prescriptions, and bills for free. But if you privatize the USPS, well, then that company could start charging fees for those who live in rural or remote areas because it takes longer to get to those areas. They are further away from the urban areas. So when Donald Trump suggests he's going to privatize the United States Postal Service, that will likely lead to his own supporters having to pay more for their mail and have a tougher time getting it. Yet another plan of Donald Trump's that is going to negatively impact the people that voted for him.
I regret voting for Trump. It's honestly one of the biggest things that I regret of my entire life because I voted for Trump in the Trump versus Hillary election. It was actually my first election, and I was super, super excited to vote. I voted for Trump basically because my religion told me that unless I voted Republican, I was going to hell. I was also going to a deeply religious college. It was a Christian fundamentalist college, and they had brought in Republicans that entire year to come speak to the students. They said that really as Christians, we can only vote pro-life, and so they would say even though he might not follow some of the Christian pathways that we like to see or Christian values, we have to vote for him because he says he's a Christian and he's pro-life. And that if you do not, and that if you vote for Hillary, basically the whole world will go to shit. I was also kind of groomed growing up to never vote for a woman because I was taught complementarianism, which means that women are supposed to submit to their husbands and to men in general. And they would tell us about Jezebel, who's this horrible queen in the history of the Bible. And then they would say that Jezebel or someone like Jezebel is going to return in the end times. And so people were saying that was Hillary. And people were like, yeah, she might be acting nice now, but if she gets elected, a woman will be the downfall of the United States, and Christians will be persecuted, and all of your family and friends that are Christian are basically going to be unalived. There was so much fear and control in my brain that I did not vote for Trump in the primaries. I knew that I did not want to vote for him, but I felt like my religion was more important to me because I was so scared of hell. And so I do not really think I had a choice. And you can say, yeah, nobody can see you in the ballot boxes, but I was convinced that I would go to hell immediately if I did that, and that my family and friends would be destroyed if Hillary won. So if that is the reason, if you are voting for Trump out of fear or out of your religion, that is not true religion. Politics and religion can be completely separate. You can say, well, some has moral values, the other doesn't. Both of the parties have different moral values than the other. Democrats really want to do social welfare programs to help the poor and needy and the sick, which is something Jesus talks about. So vote Democrat, free of conscience. If you are a Christian, your faith and your politics do not have to be intertwined.
As your life gets worse because you voted against your own interests and those around you, don't come online crying because we don't care. Honestly, hope it gets worse. When you can't afford those extracurricular activities for your kids because the cost of living went up but not the money, hope it gets worse. When you start having health issues and you can't afford health care because you voted against your own interests, we hope it gets worse. When the cost of living goes up and you can't afford anymore, your house goes into foreclosure because you're not getting paid enough because you voted against your own interests, we hope it gets worse. I hope you know we don't care. No amount of crying, no amount of trying to gaslight us into being the better people. We told y'all, you voted for the option that ruined the economy the first time he was in office and currently ran on a platform that was completely opposite of what you needed to make your life better. If you took any minimal amount of research, you would see that all the policy he was trying to put ruined your life, and you still voted for him because of racism and misogyny. So please, we do not care.
This is too funny. Democrats in Congress have introduced a bill to rename a federal prison in Miami after Donald Trump. Yeah, this bill was just introduced today by Representatives Gary Connolly, Jared Moskowitz, and John Garamendi, and it comes in response to a measure introduced by a group of House Republicans to rename Washington Dulles International Airport after Trump. The Democrats' bill would rename the Miami Federal Correctional Institution in Florida the, quote, Donald J. Trump Federal Correctional Institution. And Connolly, one of the Democrats who introduced the bill, said, quote, when our Republican colleagues introduced their bill to rename Dulles after Donald Trump, I said the more fitting option would be to rename a federal prison. I hope our Republican friends will join us in bestowing upon Donald J. Trump the honor he truly deserves. Now, this is fitting for Donald Trump for many reasons, but one of the main ones is because he's facing 88 felony charges, and some of those felony charges are happening in the great state of Florida. So yeah, if the Republicans want to play these games and try to rename an airport after Donald Trump, I think that the prison in Florida is a far better option.
There are so many of you who want to usher in an administration that promised on day one that they will begin deporting people. And I don't know if you thought as Samoans that you look that different from the people they want to deport when they have already attempted to deport people from American Samoa in Alaska earlier this year. So unless you have your passports, your birth certificate, you know how to articulate your role as U.S. foreign nationals or your citizenship here, and you want to salute an administration that would treat you as those second-class citizens, it's embarrassing. The fact that y'all think that you are descendants of warriors, while at the same time letting somebody come and piss in your face and say, do it some more. It could never be me. It could never be me. Be safe, y'all.
First of all, I thought that before you can rename a particular thing after a person is when the person has been able to do something over time and that thing makes a lot of sense, and the person is like a national treasure, sort of, and people kind of say, okay, let's name this particular place after this person for their good works, in quotes, right? But right now, I don't know why they want to change the airport to him, okay, being TP. For him, he just coming in. He has not even started any job at all. He has not started any work. And he's going to be sworn in by 20th. So why are they planning to rename an airport after him? Is it because of the first tenure? Please, somebody help my ignorance, because right now I don't understand that. And whoever is really is pushing the motion that they should rename a prison after TP. What is the 411 of this whole thing? What's the plan? Why that? Okay, why the prison? When people are pushing for an airport, you are pushing a prison, right? For them to rename a prison after TP. Well, anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, right? Let's have that conversation. So you have my question, so you answer me in the comment section. Please do what to subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. See you guys on my next video. Bye, guys.